All right, what's up, everybody? It is Monday. It is 4 p.m., which means only one thing. It is time to play World of Haiku. Let's dig into it. We've got a great stream for you today. We're going to be playing a brand new dojo. I'm bringing you hot, unreleased content. Also, we're going to be dabbling with some retro synthwave. My favorite group, The Midnight, dropping new jams. So we'll be taking advantage of that. Want to say what's up, William Welch? Give old William Welch a little yeet. What's up, Carrie? Good to see you. Justin Gold, always nice. Jenny Housley. Jenny Housley in the house. It's the Jenny Housley stream. I'm just smart hands over here, but totally pumped to have you guys here. Amadou Ba making the afternoon appearance. Good to see you, Amadou. Hey, what's up, Travis? Hashtag Team Live is right. My man, Justin Gold. LFG is right. I am super, super pumped for what we got cracking on here today, guys. We are going to be jumping into World of Haiku. Now, I know many of you are regulars here. Judah Tunes, I know many of you are regulars here, but let me just tell you what we're going to be doing today. World of Haiku is a single-player adventure game that is not just a game, but it's an educational tool that will teach you both introductory to Linux concepts and hands-on keyboard experience, as well as cybersecurity concepts, and it's all wrapped inside of a beautiful, kind of deep story narrative world, dystopian future, like Neo Tokyo kind of thing. You'll get into it. There's grid runner things going on. There's storyline. There's evil factions. There's good people, bad people. It's an entire thing. I love it. And today's special feature is all around the dojos, which I will show you when we get into the game. As always, let me know in chat if you got any questions or any comments. If the music's too loud, the music's too quiet, you don't like it, you don't like my face, I can I can turn the camera off. Always an option. What's up, Poner Joe? Left Coast Love, my man. Good to see the West Coast representing up in here. Hey, Christine Kent. Nice to have you here. Robert Moritz with the thumbs up, my man. Do love it, do love it. Yeah, William Welch. This whole retro synthwave. If you Google the Midnight, it's my jam. It's my jam. What's up, Colorado? Tuvia coming in hot from the mountain state of Colorado. My hat isn't big enough. Excuse me. Ooh. All right, so let's take a look what we're going to be doing today. Let me switch screens here really quickly. Well, this would be the infinity screen that you guys don't need to see. So hold on one second. Yeah, there we go. There's the hotness. You guys don't want to see how the sausage is made, believe me. You just accept the beautiful front end. What's up, Fraud Dog? Good to see you up in here. All right, so check it out. We got a couple things to share with you guys. 23 people in stream. 28 on chat. This is good. Okay, guys, so what are we working with here? This is World of Haiku. Now, I am running a exclusive. Jenny, don't get jelly, Jenny, okay? I am running a dev build, beta build. If you were to log into World of Haiku right now, you would not see exactly what we're going to be looking at today. This is a preview of some new content that will be dropping. I'm super pumped about it, okay? A couple things you're going to note right off the rip here. You see this little target thing on the left, bottom left? This is the shop. So when I click into it, you can see now there will be items in the shop, custom avatars, custom dojos, custom quests that you can purchase. Again, like this is just a little teaser. They haven't filled out the store completely yet, although this dojo and this avatar are items that can be acquired now. For what it's worth, I did go in and purchase the file dojo for today's stream. Even though I work here, I had to pay for it. So I will be doing that on stream today. I can't wait. That's right, William Welch. Get the drip. All right, so just quickly notifications you can see here. If you, they've actually added streaks into the game, which is very nice. So, you know, if you are showing up regularly, you can start building a streak. You got the leaderboard up in here. This is for, I'm not going to log in to unlock it just yet. And then your achievements. You can see the streaks here, my one-day streak. But more importantly, the skill tree. As a little bit of a teaser, I don't know if I've been authorized to share this, but actually, let me clear this with the powers that be. All right. So you can see here, like, as you do netstat, curl, SSH, like, as you do these basic networking things, if you do system navs, like, you know, basically Linux commands that you'd be learning and using throughout the game. Reconnaissance, I see. Ooh, here's some sneak previews here. I see Dirtbuster. I see SQL map. I don't know. Could be coming. I see Hydra and John, IP tables. Guys, all of the skills that you learn in the game, it keeps track of what you've been doing, right? Yeah, so to the LinkedIn person who's asking about the video that posted earlier on Instagram, essentially, somebody who's like an elected official in England recorded a TikTok video of how, like, what the security protocol is to enter the building, like, you know, showing your ID, what the ID looks like, going through the scanner, talking to the security guards, like the entire physical security process of entering the Prime Minister's office, 10 Downing, which is like entering, think of it in the United States as like entering the Capitol building or something like that, or entering the Pentagon. Like, you really don't need to be showing what these things are because, you know, with Intel, you can then, you know, evaluate it, try to find weaknesses, etc. That's the deal. That's why I lost my mind this morning, because it really pissed me off, because that's not the type of content you should be doing. Oh, security needed said he got fired? Oh, all right. Well, if I wasn't doing a World of Haiku stream, can you send me a link to that, please? Damn. That would be something. That would be something. All right, so we got the skill tree and then backpack as you unlock badges. And guys, there's a lot of badges all up in Haiku's World of Haiku and Haiku Pro. So that's all these things. But today we're going to be looking at the skill tree. So let me show you really quickly. I'm going to hit continue. This should look familiar to everybody. Yes, it is Raymond Cruz. I'm glad. Hey, thanks for letting me know that you saw that video. I don't typically do like Instagram, TikTok Reels. Many of you who are part of the Simply Cyber community are well aware. I do, you know, I'm 43. Like the Instagram and the Reels and the TikToks and stuff like that, I'm not good at that. It was actually a community member who cut that up this morning. Thank you, Aaron Katzgager, for that if he's here in chat. Oh, it's definitely a security issue. Definitely got a stern talking to, I'm sure. Okay, so here we are in World of Haiku. Now, you can see the basic game. Many of you are probably familiar with this. World 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you can see that it moves linearly. Really quickly, if you are new here and you have not seen World of Haiku, there is a link in the description below that will show you, that can take you to the Steam where you can purchase the game. But you can see how it kind of moves linearly. This is level 1A and 1B. 2A and 2B, all the way up into 8A, 8B, and it builds on top of itself. So if you know nothing about Linux, if you know nothing about cybersecurity, this is actually a great platform for you because it teaches you basic fundamentals. And when I say basic, I'm talking about basic, like how to use CD to change directories. What is a directory? LS to list the files in a directory, or the files and the directories in a directory, right? Like, it starts you at ground zero and builds you up. And the developers behind World of Haiku actually integrated learning engineering into the development of the platform. So if you're like, what does learning engineering mean? It means a technique that has proven effective for teaching skills to an individual. Jerry, please elaborate. No problem. Be happy to. What it means is like in the first world, it introduces you a concept like CD. Okay, now many of us know what CD is, right? Like, we just CD all over the place and don't even think twice about it. Well, someone who doesn't understand file structures or how an operating system lays out files on a computer, that doesn't make any sense. What do you mean change directory? I don't get it. Is that like changing lanes? No. So it'll explain what change directory is. Then it'll tell you how to change directories. It'll guide you to change directories up and down a few times. Then it'll teach you something else, and then it'll ask you to change directories to reinforce that learning, to make that memory connection. And if you can't remember, You'll iterate through it again. And guess what, guys? Repetition, muscle memory, hands-on keyboard skills. This is how you learn these type of skills. You don't, like, with all due respect, okay, really quickly, I know I'm going off on a tangent. You don't learn Linux by reading a book on Linux. You don't learn to cook by reading a cookbook, right? You learn to cook by getting in the kitchen and getting your hands dirty. Yeah, you might burn the muffins, right? You might accidentally serve raw chicken. Heaven forbid you do, but like, the crap happens. You know how you learn? Through experience. Do you know how you learn Linux? Get your hands on a keyboard and start typing Linux commands. Bad command prompt. Oh, I typed in the command wrong. Here's a bunch of information. Oh, I typed in the command correctly. Oh, I could use a different argument. I wish there was a way to do that. There is a way to do that. Here you go. Boom, boom, boom. Now all of a sudden you're flying around in Linux and you can actually start focusing on learning cybersecurity skills. Like, okay, so like Nmap, for example. You fire an Nmap scan off. Well, you're comfortable on the command line already. Things come back, information comes back. Well, what are these listening services? What's a listening service? What's a port? Okay, so let's drill into the network stack and let's talk about that, right? Guys, I've said it a million times. It's not rocket science. It's just not easy. There's no easy button. You literally have to build brick by brick your education on using Linux and practicing cybersecurity. That's the deal. I'm sorry. Like, people were looking for get rich quick or get, like, what's the shortcut to get in? There isn't. You just have to put the work in, right? And sometimes that's not something people want, okay? You might be someone who's like, ooh, I was actually kind of looking for a layup. That's fine. I'm not judging you. That's cool. But like cyber, it's not going to be a layup ever. All right. Here we go. I'm freaking out on stuff here. Let's see. Just reading chat. Carrie loves to read cookbooks. Yeah, but Carrie, you do cook in the kitchen, right? You don't serve raw chicken twice. Yeah, no kidding. That's peculiar. That's a pretty major update he's demonstrating. There's a massive file system and tab complete update shortly after. Oh, yeah, Vincent's crushing it here. All right, guys, so here, let's just do this. I'm going to do the file thing. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a mind blow here, okay? Doink. I'm going into volume 2, The Secret of the Phoenix Scanner. Now, you guys, I don't think you're going to get this. This is exclusive right here. First time seeing it, okay? All right, we got a new layout. All right, and you can see I've already purchased the dojo, the file dojo. Now, you might think, file? 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 What do you mean, file? Guys, file is an important, fundamental Linux command, and it's important to understand it, and the developers at World of Haiku have built it into the system, but also put other rich content around it, and we're going to go into the dojo today so you can see what it is, okay? Now, you can see here, just as a little teaser, they have more content coming soon, right? It looks like if we click into file, you can see that there's a quest and a dojo, okay? So you can see here that it looks like there's going to be 3 new quests and dojos coming, as well as additional, looks like 9 more quests and dojos. It looks like the developers are going to be very busy. So William Welch asks, is the initial purchase price of all you need to continue using the program? So William Welch, if you purchase the program now, you get access to the full 8 worlds and the dojos that are here. The additional volumes are going to be microtransactions. So you can pick and choose which ones you're interested in getting. I do not have information whether or not they'll be bundling. If there's like, what, I don't know. I don't know about that. Hold on 1 second. All right, just DMing the developers really quickly. Yeah, similar to Fortnite, William Welch. Exactly. So like, the developers, like, you can't. It's really hard to continue to maintain a game if it's a one-time fee, right? And I'm like, just being real, right? Like if you sold the game to like 1,000 people and then no one else ever bought it, and the 1,000 people expect continued content, at some point that business would go out of business because there would be no money, right? So like the business of being able to support it and have developers paid for that will generate content, et cetera, et cetera. The microtransactions works that way. So Vincent says there will be bundling 3 dojos, 3 quests, and a new mission together in one group thing. Oh, I like that. Adam Santani, I like. What's up to you, buddy? Okay, so I'm going to go into the file dojo here. I will say that I believe that there might be they're competitively priced, but there could be sales coming up. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. So let's go into the file dojo. Cyber Munchkin's here. Oh, by the way, can we just talk for a second about how buttery smooth that transition is? Oh, I don't know. I feel like it never did that before. I feel like it used to be a much more abrupt change. Doesn't that feel good? Like, I don't know about you guys, but like, I like that. That's a nice touch. Nice quality of life touch. I like it. All right, so let's go into the dojo. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and respin the file dojo. There's our boy Inky Alt. Now, I know I'm in the way of some of the content, but it doesn't matter what he's saying. Greetings, Grid Runner. I can tell you by your furrowed brow and glare and determinism in your eyes that you've traveled hard, learned much on your way, dojo. The dojo's fine-tuning your newly acquired file command muscles. Again, file may seem like a basic tool, but there are many levels or layers of creativity to be applied on the road to becoming a successful hacktivist, because you will constantly face overwhelming odds and a seemingly endless onslaught of challenging puzzles. All of which require uncommon mental valor, stamina, and the ability to think outside the box. So Inky's not even sure what he's saying a little bit there. But let's see. Many talk, but few are up for the moment. Let's see what you got. Okay, guys. We're being challenged here. Hey, Anmol Sandu, when you say enter, what do you mean enter? Enter the dojo? Yeah, Harish. It's 575. Very famous poetry format. Anmol Sandu, can you clarify what you mean by entering? Let's see. My gaming PC died on me 2 months ago. Miss playing PC games on Steam. I know. All right. So Robert Moritz is asking about Haiku Pro. That's definitely a different platform than World of Haiku. They are looking to integrate the two. But right now they are 2 different platforms. So they're different. Oh, cool. Caleb was using File just the other day. Let's get into the dojo. All right, so we've entered the dojo. This should look very familiar, right? If you're not familiar with the dojo, it randomly generates a network topology. So if you were to log into the dojo right now, you would get a different network topology than me. Now, granted, this is the file dojo, which is not released yet. This is an exclusive preview of the dojo, okay? You can see the flags up here. Find flagged file.txt on 4F91 on 5AFC and BD26. So that's a little cryptic, so we don't know exactly what we're doing there. But let's see. We can see that our Nitro Messenger is here, so let's talk to them. Oh, okay. So, hold on. Inky Alt says this looks like a great place to start snooping around. Let's take a look. Now, I do want to point out one quick thing. The topology is going to look the same. I made a mistake really quickly here. The developers are letting me know. The topology will stay the same, but the host names, the IP addresses, the listening services, the file system, all of the attributes of each endpoint on the network is dynamically decided. So your network will look visually the same, but the details will be completely different, okay? So let's take a look at what is on this system. I'm going to do ls just to see what's up. Okay, looks like we see, you can see here, there's a lot of like unknown file types. Okay? Now, one interesting thing about file that you guys should know is that file tells you what kind of type of file is, but a lot of people, especially non-technical people, assume that when they look at a file extension, the file extension is the type of file. So if I showed you a foobar.pdf, you'd say, oh, that's an Adobe PDF. Or, hey, check this out. Look at this link. some file name .png. You're like, oh, it's a graphic. I'll look at the graphic. Well, that's just a file extension. I can make my file extension anything I want, right? Ransomware actors do this all the time. That's how they get their ransomware name. They usually change the file extension to .lockbit or .conti or whatever. So file actually looks at the structure of the file itself and uses a couple different techniques to understand what the file's composition is, right? So a very famous well-known indicator of a file is PE files, right? So if you've never heard of PE, it stands for portable executable, and it's basically any Windows binary. So any application that you've run on a Windows machine, I'm running the Steam application right now, right? Steam.exe, it is a portable executable binary, right? And I know I'm getting a little deep right now, but PE files, you can double click and launch, right? DLLs, dynamically linked libraries, are also PE files. They just can't run on their own, right? Well, the beginning of every PE file has a special character. It has a fingerprint, the letters MZ, and that stands for Mark, like Zusich or something like that. He was one of the lead developers that came up with the PE file format, and he stuck his initials in there. Really cool Easter egg, really cool shout out. But anytime you see a file and you're just looking at the hex of the file and it says 4D5A, that is that's the hex equivalent in ASCII of MZ, right? Hold on. I'm almost positive it's 4D5A. Let me see really quickly. Yeah, 4D5A. If you just Google DOS MZ executable or MZ ASCII, you'll see it. Thank you, security needed, right? So I could name it cybermunchkin.txt, and if it has that MZ 4D5A right at the front, it's probably a Windows binary executable. And this is a way that threat actors sneak crap in or try to trick you into like running an LNK file, or they say it's, whatever. So the file command is useful, especially, dude, if you find some random artifact on your network, one of the first things you can do is run file on it, because all it's doing is looking at the fingerprint and saying, do I know what this file is? Okay, now file actually uses 3 different techniques to identify what kind of file it is. And there's a lot of outputs to it. And this is what the file command file dojo is going to show us, okay? All right, so let's see what we're seeing here. Okay, here we go. So you could see here these file names, we don't know what they are, and that's the point. Like, we're supposed to figure it out. So we could say file, F-I-L-E, and then say, you don't see me, okay? That's one of these files. Here we go, perfect. This is a text file, but it's actually a Linux executable, and we can tell by what the file command returns, okay? Now, I'm going to cheat a little bit and say file star. You can absolutely say file star, okay? Watch. In fact, you could say file star.txt. Oh, it doesn't work here. In a regular Linux environment, it would work. But if you do file star, it will run file on all files in the directory, okay? So all the files in the directory are these files. So if we do file star, it'll run it on all the files, okay? Now you can see there's nothing really interesting here. This is just Unicode text, nothing like here, let me just show you guys really quickly. If I do cat on this file, it's just a bunch of trash, right? Unicode text. It's not going to do anything, okay? You could run it through VirusTotal, that Judah Tunes asks, but Judah, I want to remind you, if you find a random file and you stick it on VirusTotal, you could potentially be dropping, I don't know, the sales department's Q4 forecast. You could be dropping a CEO's personal email archive. You have no idea what you're dropping. And when you drop it on VirusTotal, it becomes public domain at that point. Other people can get it. So you actually run a risk of shooting yourself in the foot by, detonating things in public sandboxes like VirusTotal or AnyRun or any of those. So just be careful, okay, guys? Yeah, exactly. Thanks, CyberMunchkin. Yeah, you can do file start. Give it a shot. Open up Linux. If you got a Windows machine, launch WSL. I got a Cali box on my Windows machine, and You know, I get I get busy with Macaulay machine here. Okay, so going back into files, so we're going to look around a little bit at what's going on. Let's move into the applications directory. We see a couple more files. We see a couple familiar files like nmap. Let's go ahead and do file star again. Let's type it correctly and do it. Now you can see here, we're on a Linux box, and this is whois, which is a Linux executable, ping. So these all make sense. This is exactly what we would expect it to be, okay? Now, these are just Unicode text. Now, this right here is interesting. It says Unicode text, but there's a little bit more information here. So let's go ahead and do cat and look at this file. Okay, so it looks like we got a username, and then we can assume that this is a password. Okay, so you got to remember, World of Haiku is trying to teach you muscle memory, repetition, familiarity with the commands. It's not exactly, it's pretty close to reality, but it's not exactly one-to-one in reality. You're not going to find a random file and then when you run file command, get a password with it, okay? But you know, the developers are trying to make it like a game where there's like a puzzle to it, right? So you've got to give it a little bit of you know, grant it some grace, okay? All right. Hey, Jenny Housley with a power tip. Calculate the hash and submit that to virus total. Let me, that's a great pro tip right there, Jenny Housley. All right, so let's go find Raymond Garcia's machine. You can see the host names are, you know, somebody with ADD lined this up, so Raymond PC, not ADD, OCD. All right, so Raymond Garcia 167, and then we'll get this password. Nice. There we go. All right, so we broke into Raymond's machine. So now we're on that. So, right, I can do who am I, and we can see we're Raymond Garcia. So we're not on our Kali Linux box anymore. We're on our Raymond Garcia, our first victim. Let's do ls. Oh boy, there's a whole bunch in here, including flagged file. That's good. All right, so let's do file star. Okay. Hold on, Inky Alt wants to tell me something. Sweet. What'd you find? What'd you find? Looks like someone used a technique called steganography here to hide their file. Ooh. All right, so guys, steganography is a, well, let's see what Inky Alt says. Don't sweat the technique. If you like movies about secret agents and spies, you'll love this. It's a cool little technique that allows you to hide something in plain sight. It's very true. Guys, don't sweat the technique. Like, I don't know if developers meant to do this, but Eric B. and Rakim, just saying. Just saying. I mean, I have the capability to do this.
Don't sweat the technique.
All right, thank you, Eric B. and Rakim. Let's get back to breaking the copyrights with the midnight. All right. So let's check it out. We can hide something in plain sight. Imagine hiding some secret data in an ordinary non-secret image file or message in order to divide detection. The secret data is later extracted at its destination. When the data is hidden, it's not in the sense where we use a cool image editor with filters and stuff to cover it up, some script with cartoons or pics. Exactly, guys. I'm going to teach you about steganography in a second. Actually encoding it into the image, text, or audio media in such a way that the encoded media looks no different from the original. You can't even tell by looking at it. You have to run a special scan in order to decode it and retrieve the secret data. If the person hiding the data wanted to employ an extra layer of security, they could hash the script using an MD5 generator before they encode it into the image, text, or file. Like I said, pretty cool, sneaky, secret agent spy stuff. Always remember, you should never download media files from unknown sources on the grid. Steganography can be used to hide stolen data, malicious code, or spyware. Cybercrime that tricks users into downloading malware by visiting a normal-looking, non-secret web page or clicking on an innocuous image, audio, or other media attachment falls under the umbrella of steganography. Okay, you've got an earful for me. let's wrap this up so you can get onto the second flag. All right. All right, so let me see. I'm just looking at chat really quickly since I was reading that. Does the game provide explanations for complete noobs like myself? Yeah, William Welch. I would encourage you, William Welch, or anyone else watching this that is interested in getting World of Haiku, play the storyline first. Don't just jump into a dojo. The dojo, the storyline is introducing you to the concepts and the skills and everything, and it does essentially, like, I'm not downplaying it, but it treats you with a crawl, walk, run method. So first it explains the technique and why you'd use it and where it's applicable. Then it guides you using it and showing you, like, oh, see why you did this, see how it works, look at this, let me relate it to something else. Then it'll remind, like a minute or two later, it'll ask you to do it again, but it'll remind you, hey, like, we need to look for this thing, use this command like we practiced. This is the walk phase. And then later on it'll say, hey, you need to do this. That's the run phase. And then later on, when you're in the dojos, William Welch, you're not given any guidance. Like, you're just supposed to be like, all right, I need to find something. What kind of commands can I use to help me do this challenge that I'm on right now? And then you're like, oh, I remember. I need to use Nmap to scan the network so I can find the machine I'm looking for, so I can then use Hydra to brute force attack into the machine, so then I can use file to find the hidden file, and then, you know, get the flag or whatever. You see what I'm saying? Like, don't just go into the dojos. You need to, you know, it's like trying to take a final exam before you, like, took the lectures. Like, you wouldn't do it that way. Oh yeah, Judah Tunes. Sandboxes are great. Any.run is a good one, Judah Tunes. Any.run. No, Jojo, you're good. You're good. This World of Haiku, literally, guys, I gotta tell you, like, World of Haiku is literally designed for people who have zero background in technology or cybersecurity. It's a great, like, entry level game, right? Because there's tons of, like, guys, on YouTube, like, I do tons of videos. You could take my GRC analyst course. There's labs and stuff in there. But, like, if you don't have a good use case to sit down and hack away on a computer, it's very difficult to get the muscle memory, right? So, like, if you just install Linux, you'd be like, well, what do? I don't know what to do. Like, I just use the GUI, or the graphical user interface, click on icons. Well, if you get, like, a Linux admin book, or like the Pocket Linux reference book, yeah, like, it'll tell you, like, here's a command, ls, here's a command, disk usage, here's a command, ls USB, right? Like, it'll tell you all the commands, but you don't have any, hold on, let me go bigger screen. You don't have any context on the fact that, like, for example, I use ls and cd all the time. I use nmap all the time. I use ls USB once in a while, and it's typically when I'm, like, trying to put a wireless antenna onto a Raspberry Pi and do, like, packet injections for wireless hacking. I use ls USB, like, never. You know what I mean? So, but, like, if you're looking at a Linux admin book, it's going to treat ls USB the same as ls, the same as cd, the same as, like, make directory, right? Like, certain commands are used way more frequently, and those are the ones that World of Haiku focuses on, because it's not trying to make you a Linux administrator. You're not going to be qualified to be a Linux admin after you play World of Haiku, but you'll be comfortable on a command line, which is huge, and then you could start playing with different tools and stuff. Because, guys, at the end of the day, like, yes, you could operate in a Linux. I mean, you could operate in a GUI interface, but you could also run a race with your shoelaces tied, right? Being able to use a command line is power. It allows you access to way more tools and way more, like, underneath the hood of what's actually happening. If you're depending on graphical user interface applications only, you are severely limiting your capability and your potential, okay? And like, yes, I get, like, Burp Suite is an awesome tool with a GUI. Wireshark is an awesome tool with a GUI. So I'm not saying that GUIs suck. What I'm saying is you are grossly limiting yourself if you're not able to get on a command line and do things on the command line, okay? And World of Haiku helps you with that. That's the point. That's literally the point of World of Haiku. Okay, so as I was, like, flipping out. So let me do flagged file. .text, okay? And we can see the flagged files, right? Where is it? Oh, hold on. See, I just did CD and LS. Didn't even think twice about it. Look, here's a flagged file. So let's go ahead and type flagged file on the command line here. Boing! All right, so now let's go up into the applications directory, though, and take a look. Whoops, hold on. What am I, hold on. Oh, here's Donald. So here's an example. Okay, guys, this is where we're starting to use the file command, okay? DonaldPC.png. This is a known image file format. Every YouTube thumbnail I've ever made is a PNG file. This is what we all know. However, if you were just to say ls, right, you'd be like, oh, look, there's a image file there. Like, I'm not looking for an image file. I'm looking for the goods. Well, hiding in plain sight is a archive. So this is a zip file. Okay. Now I do want to point out, if you do file-z, right? This is an argument you can pass to the file command. It can peek into archives. And you can see here, it's peeked in, and it actually sees some ASCII text in here, okay? And a PNG image. Interesting. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to unzip. That's another thing. The developers have introduced unzip as a command in the game. So we've got file, we've got unzip, we've got new dojos, we've got the store, we've got the avatar, custom avatars, we've got new quests. The developers have been working their booties off, okay? Way to go, developers. Okay, so let's unzip this sucker and see what's happening. Ooh, baby. We got two new files. We got gcourt.png. So you can see here, remember how we looked into the archive and we actually saw a PNG file image? That's this right here. And a little bit more information, hidden information. Interesting. So let's do this. Let's write out what's in the donaldbell.txt. Oh, yeah. Looks like a password, guys. Looks like a password. Okay, so let's go and see if we can find a Donald PC. There's one. Yeah, baby. So let's say Donald Bell, right? Because we got that right here. And we got our password. Error password. Okay, so let's try it again. Donald Bell. And then this is the password, I think. All right, we got in. Nice, nice. All right, so we're in Donald Bell's box. You can see here we got a couple more image files, a couple random files. Here's our flag file. Let's go ahead and get credit for our flag file, right? Nice, nice. All right, now guys, really quick. The game was talking about steganography and hiding content in images. I want to tell you guys about an app, okay, called StegHide. This is what I teach in my Citadel class. Okay, you can embed data into images and then use the same program to pull data out of the images. Now, the image doesn't change. Like, you could take a screenshot of what we're looking at right now, or you could use like this PNG file, right? Here's the deal. You can take any image. All an image is a collection of pixels, right? Can we agree? An image is a collection of pixels. We all agree, right? Your TV, like DPI, how many pixels can it show? Right? That's what 4K, 8K, it's how many pixels they can jam into in a single spot, okay? Dots per inch. Okay. All right, so we all agree what pixels are, okay? We all agree what a pixel is. Now, a pixel is three things. An RGB value, right? One red value, 0 to 255. One G value, 0 to 255. One blue value, 0 to 255. This is why when you get an LED light and you can go from like blue to purple to orange, you've ever seen a color wheel? All you're doing is changing the value of one or more of those RGB values. 0, 0, 0 is all white. 255, 255, 255 is black, okay? And then everything in between is some variation of a color. That's what it is. Okay, now that we've done this little tutorial or walkthrough of what a pixel is, let's boil it up. We've got a graphic. Graphic is a collection of pixels. Each pixel is a value of 255, 255, up to 255, okay? Well, if you use a tool that says, hey, every fifth pixel, I'm going to change the value of the R, of the red value of that pixel, to an ASCII value that maps to, like, the secret message. Remember, ASCII has a lookup table, and it's not even 0 to 255. So, like, 41 is capital A, right? So if I change the value of every sixth pixel's red value to some other value between 0 to 255, it is going to change the color of that one pixel. But guess what, guys? When there's 80,000 pixels jammed into a square inch, you visually cannot detect the change. And every sixth pixel, it's changed. You can't see it. This is how you hide data in a picture. Now, you need a program to write to the picture, and you need a program to read out of the picture. But the value of the picture doesn't change. It's data size, because you're just changing a variable. You're not adding or deleting data. Now, the hash will change, so be careful of that. Let's keep going. While I was teaching there, I wasn't reading chat, so let me look. So Judatoon says, so using the command line to peek inside a file can eliminate you from the risk. Dumb question. First of all, Judah, no dumb questions at all. I'm glad you asked. So file only allows you to peek into zip files, okay? Archived. Zip, we think of zip as like taking a bunch of files and compressing them down into one file so you can share it. But you can also use zip to compress a large file, like say a graphic or something like that, or your Joel Belton's memoirs, right? You can use zip, say it's like 30 gigs, Joel Belton, a lot of memoirs. You could zip it and it goes down to say like 20 megs. It's the same file, it's just compressed. If that's the case, you can use file to look inside and see what kind of file is in the archive or in the compressed archive zip. And you can also use file to tell what kind of compression it's using. All right, Jeremiah says, so the amount of data you can input into a photo depends on the original. Yes, exactly, Jeremiah. So like, yeah, you can't write like a book and stick it in there, but you could write you could put a URL in there that goes to, some secret file share. You could put a password. You could have commands. Honestly, it's perfect for espionage. Open an Instagram account. Everybody agrees what you're doing. And then every picture that has like, hashtag like flimflam or hashtag, carry at midnight, right? Like whatever hashtag, that you're telling your operators, hey, this message has got hidden information in it. Okay. Okay. Let's keep grinding on this. I'm going to do file. I like doing file star. Okay. So you can see all this Unicode, nothing here. Oh, and now we've got a bunch of zip archives. So this is one of the things, like, you might not really see this amount of, like, obfuscated files and stuff like that. But remember, World of Haiku, especially the dojo, is trying to teach you muscle memory and hands-on, right? Jojo says, thank you. I really appreciate all that you've done and are doing in the future. You've been a blessing for me in the last few weeks. Thank you for the super chat, Jojo. And Jojo, take action on what we talked about during the daily briefing this morning, okay, man? Definitely reach out, network, connect. I know getting laid off sucks. I feel for you. Come to the Simply Cyber community, man. Very supportive community, very inclusive community. Get on the Discord. put some, start networking, grinding. Lane H says, steganography and crypto is what originally piqued my cyber interest, and since then I've been all the way down the rabbit hole. Heck yeah, man. Can you hide images in other image files? So Laura asks, can you hide images in other image files? You could technically, Laura, if the, because you could, like, even though it's an image file, it's just data, right? Like, you could look at a file and just see the hex code. So you could technically write the hex and hide it in an image and then have a program extract the data out of the image and then reassemble it into an image. You could definitely do that. Little inception, though. I like it. I like it. Speaking of rabbit hole, I actually watched, someone mentioned it in the Daily Briefing this morning. I watched a stream this morning, a trailer for Rabbit Hole. It's too bad it's on Paramount Plus. But Kiefer Sutherland, ooh, it looks juicy for us cyber fans. All right, so let me look at inside these files really quickly. Oops. All right. So that looks like it's just Unicode text, so we're not going to do that. I'm going to grind through this really quickly while you guys talk amongst yourselves. More Unicode text. More Unicode text. More Unicode text. We're going to grind through this, guys. All right. Well, I'm definitely getting my I'm definitely getting muscle memory here, right in file. Also, I'm going to try man file in a second too. I would assume that we have man capabilities in this thing. Reminder, if you want to check out World of Haiku, this is just an upcoming dojo that's going to be released. But if you want to actually play the whole game and get value, learn Linux, learn some basic fundamental cybersecurity stuff, there's a link in the description below you can use. It's on Steam. I think it's like $20, $25, something like that. It's for what it teaches you, it's priced reasonably, and it's fun. Ooh. We found something. Let's investigate, shall we? Right? So this file says it's a zip archive. Jojo, I'm getting everything done now as we speak. Signing up to Discord now, and hopefully we'll have my LinkedIn looking good tonight. I've been networking, but my resume sucks right now, so I need help. Well, thank you for the super chat. And let me do this for you, too. Two things, Jojo. Two things. One, let me do this. Okay, so Jojo, first of all, we're just taking a quick little detour here. Jojo, here is a YouTube video called Cyber Resume Gold. That is an unbelievable video from Joe Hudson, who's a recruiter in the cybersecurity space. He's a good friend of mine personally. He came on and he drilled into exactly what you need to do to make your cyber resume pop. First of all. Second of all, Jojo, connect with me on Discord. If you can get on Discord, right? Here's the next thing. Sorry, chat, for taking a minute and focusing on this, but Jojo's new to the community. I want to welcome him. That's the link to the Discord server, and then Jojo, connect with me, and I will. I'll give you access to I'll give you compliments of me, to help you kind of transition through this tough period. I'll give you my GRC analyst masterclass. I'll give you a voucher for it. So just DM me. I'll send you a link that'll do it, and you will be off and running. If you want to take the GRC course, I think it's pretty useful. A lot of people have said a lot of nice things. Message me, and I will give you access to it. All right. All right. Let's get back to this. I want to know what's inside this baby. Let's see. All right, so we're going to open this sucker up using unzip. Ooh, Ralph Long. We got you, Ralph. We got you, Ralph. Come at me, bro. Ooh. Okay, so now here's something. I'm going to do this as if I didn't know. Okay? But check this out, guys. This is, where's Ralph? Ralph. Hold on, where's Ralph? Ralph? There's Ralph. Okay, so we're going to do Ralph Long. Now, stay with me, guys, okay? This is a learning opportunity. I'm going to put this in as the password, okay? Now, it didn't work. It didn't work, right? It didn't work, but because I have done this a million times, when I look at this, this looks like a hash to me, okay? So you might not know that this is a hash, but, and just like a really crazy long password, but it is a hash. So you might get stuck right here and be like, oh my God, what do I do? Like, I don't get it. Where am I supposed to go? This is a hash. So now we need to do something else. And this is another great thing about World of Haiku. They take things that you learn in other parts of the game and build on top of it. Again, guys, brick by brick. So I'm going to have to use John, and I don't even know. I've literally have never played this before. So I'm assuming that I need to crack this hash. So let's go ahead and let's do that. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to open my notepad. Okay. And we're going to first say like, what machine am I on? Donald Bell. The thing is, I don't remember my my usernames or passwords, so let's see. Crap. All right, I guess we'll have to crack these things again. But okay, so let's do this. Here's that that hash, right? So now let's. All right, so let's exit out, and we need to go to Raymond Garcia too. Okay, and then Raymond Garcia 167. Okay, so let's do this. All right, there we are. All right, everybody, in your best hacker voice, can we get a hacker man emotes? I'm in the Cali box. I'm in. Okay, so let's do this. Let's echo. Hold on. Let's echo the thing to, whatever, foobar.txt. Okay, so now we've got foobar.txt right here. And all I was doing is, like, to use John the Ripper, you have to pass it a file. You can't pass it. You can't pass it a hash. You got to pass it a file. All right, so the file, the hash, it's all there. Okay, so now let's do this. Let's find our password lists. All right, here's our password lists, guys. And again, it's all randomly generated, so I don't know which one to use. But let's go. Let's go. So let's do... actually, can I do CP? Yeah. So let's copy foobar to... documents. Oh God. Okay. And then foobar.txt. Okay, so oh my gosh, bro. All right, so we're in here. We've got our foobar. Now we need to do John. So let's do John foobar.txt, okay? Nailed it. All right, so we got our password. So this is our password to, I don't remember, like, do we know what this password goes to? I don't even know what this goes to. Oh my God. I got so focused on cracking a password, I forgot what the heck I was doing. All right, so chat's blowing up. What are we doing, chat? Let's see. Probably okay, so hashing, yes. Yep. Buy the game, totally worth it. Agreed, Midori. All right, let's go. All right, so it got broke with the initial thing. So now we have the password, but I don't know what we're doing with it, right? I kind of screwed up here. Let's see what the... Oh, Ralph Long, right? Sweet. All right, so let's hack into Ralph's box. That's right. There's Ralph. Try to get it in before the song ends. Ralph Long, and then the password. Wait for it. Wait for it. Bro! Let's go. All right, so we're all up in Ralph's box right now. Let's do file star just to look around really quickly. Nice. And then our final flag. Our final flag, flagged, file.txt. Get ready. Nice job, everybody. Congratulations. Inky Alt's definitely going to want to talk to us. Pretty smooth, young runner. Pretty freaking smooth. Heck yeah. It makes me sad to say this, but I have nothing left to teach you in this dojo. You've done well. Perhaps we'll meet again someday down the road. Dojo complete. Now, you'll get a little bit of a debrief on what you did. You strengthened your file skills. You took 38 minutes to do it. You've only completed it at one time, which I'll speak to in a second. And then you can see I used echo, John, who am I, copy, file, unzip, all these commands. I got points for it, and it says times completed. This is the important thing, guys. It's a dojo, so you can train. You can go again, go again, go again, go again, right? Oh, Jojo. All right. Well, if you've already got the masterclass and already seen the video, my friend.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
You're crushing it. You're crushing it. Yeah, definitely use use Canva to spruce up your LinkedIn profile. Jojo, you're doing all the right things. Thanks so much for the super chat too. Genuinely appreciate it. My pleasure. So remember, guys, you can totally use the dojo repeatedly. That's the point. That's why it's a dojo. You keep doing it, keep doing it. And remember, when you go back to the first volume, you get access to these dojos, this whole game. It's all in World of Haiku. Links in the description below, guys. I got a couple minutes left. It's been a great stream. I hope you got value out of the stream. I hope you can appreciate what World of Haiku is doing for people trying to learn Linux and, fundamental information security. It's part of the reason, honestly, that I chose to come work here. You guys know me, man. I love helping people get into cybersecurity. I love people experiencing the same joy and wonder and passion of all that cybersecurity can bring. But you can't, at the end of the day, guys, you can't eat the entire sandwich in one bite. You have to take nibbles, right? And how do you do it? Well, this is a great entry point into doing it. Okay. And that's why I, that's why I do the streams. That's why I work here. I'm down with it. All right. William Mulch, I hope you enjoyed it. When are the new upgrades dropping? That's a great point. Vincent, do we have any, can you want to share some dates, Vincent? People are wanting to know. Hey, Delays, mate, I'm glad you made it to the stream again. I met you for the first time a couple weeks ago on stream. Jojo with another super chat. Jojo.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
If I can get a mentor, then I'll know I'll be able to do SOC, but just need more understanding and practice. Also, chat, family, stay blessed, and have fun. Thanks, Jojo. Actually, Joe, you know what, dude? Check this out. Here's another dropping value on you. Dropping value on your head. Oh my God, where is it? Here it is. Eric Capuano. Here, at Jojo. Eric Capuano, longtime InfoSec expert, SOC analyst, blue team, Air Force trained, runs his own defender company, MDR. He wrote an awesome 4-part blog post, which I just linked to you, Joe, in chat, on how you can build your own sock lab and get learning, right? So like sometimes mentoring isn't like sitting right next to you and telling you what to do. Sometimes it's asynchronous, like here, do these things. I bet you if you did these 4 blog posts and put the time, energy, and effort into doing them, and then you messaged on the blog post, hey Eric, I did this, I had a question about this, or this didn't make sense to me, or what are your thoughts about how this could apply? I bet you he would answer, okay? Oh, Jojo with the super chat.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Thanks so much for the super chat, Jojo. Yeah, absolutely. It is a career. It is a passion. In fact, here's a fun personal story. A guy I went to high school with, I wrestled with him, Justin Gold. Great guy. He messaged me like maybe 2 years ago, and he was like, hey, like, he works in tech. He's like, I think I want to be a pen tester. What do I do? And I went a little bit above and beyond for him because I was friends with him and I know him and so I set him up on a path and did everything, and he was messaging me. I mean, this dude was consuming the hell out of some OffSec education, and he was blowing up. And I was like, yeah, good, like right on, man, right on. And then he just went like silent. He went silent, and I didn't think anything of it. I got busy, life happened, right? And I messaged him 2 weeks ago. And I said, hey, man, are you in information security now? Like, what happened? You were meteoric. You were red hot. You were incendiary. Not just for the field, but like putting in the effort, putting in the energy, the time. I see what you're doing. What happened? And he said, you know what? I realized, like, when 5 o'clock hits, this is his exact words. When 5 o'clock hits, I pass through a portal where work doesn't exist. And I don't think about it until I walk back through that portal at 8 a.m. the next day. And he said, I realized to work in information security, it's a lifestyle. And he's like, I don't want to be looking at things on the weekend. I don't want to be thinking about it after work. I just want to do my job and go home. I don't want that life. And I said, hey man, that's totally fair. That's totally fair. But that is one of the few things about our industry that is something that you need to reconcile or be comfortable with, right? It's not to gate you out, but it's just to be real. Our industry moves incredibly quickly. It's very complicated. The threat actors are very good. And there's a ton of different dimensions to our industry that you have to you have to stay up on top of it. And if you don't have passion, if you don't have interest, if it's not fun for you, it's going to be an uphill slog, and you're really going to grow to resent it. And that's one of the few, I don't want to call it downsides, but concessions you have to make to work in this field. And I would love to, debate that or discuss it openly in a respectful way with anyone who would disagree. Jeremiah Wenzel, SOC analyst, pen tester. So Jeremiah, I would say if you're torn between SOC analyst and pen tester, the question is how quickly do you need a job? There's I would say, I don't have the numbers, but it's like 4-to-1 SOC analyst to pen tester jobs. You're way more likely to find a SOC analyst job. But if you love pen testing, that's where you want to go. You could build up an independent portfolio doing bug bounty programs, go to networking, do DEF CON red team villages, get in and then get that job. So you could totally do that. Can you put that link with the Haiku link too, please? Yeah, here. Check it out. I am live in stream right now. Let me do this. Oh my God, bro. Hold on one second. I'm going to get you the link that is from the show description, because I think they have tracking on it so they can see whether or not people come from my streams. Like, oh, Jerry, your streams are great. People come and check it out. Or they're like, oh, your stream's terrible, Jerry. I think they're pretty good, but you know me, I'm biased. Go ahead. Somebody follow that link, please, and just please. All right, so just reading here. Happy to help take a look at resume. Kimberly, that's generous of you. Misty-eyed, I put that link in stream, so please check that out. Actually, it would be nice if Misty, who asked for the link, confirmed it worked. While you're asleep, malicious actors are honing their skills. Yes, absolutely. Caleb's out. Bye, Caleb. Red team pays. Blue team easy to get into. This is true, Joel. Lane says consume 75% tech info, broken up with fun stuff. Yeah, exactly. Jojo, all right, I got. Yeah, Jojo, make sure you're connected with Kimberly on LinkedIn. Yeah, thank you, Justin Gold. Long as it follows, that's perfect. All right, guys. It's 5:07 on the Eastern Coast. I do have a meeting at 5:15, so if you all want to jaw jack for a minute, I could hang. Let me see how many people are in stream with us right now. 41 of you. Wow, 41 people. Great to have you here. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Let me know if you got any thoughts on the stream. Oh my God, did you guys see on LinkedIn or Instagram or TikTok? Aaron Katz Gager made a he made like a viral video or whatever you want to call it, like a short vertical form video of me like losing my mind this morning on the Daily Threat Briefing. What's my favorite hacking movie? Oh man. You know, I really love Hackers, Johnny Lee Miller, Hackers. And War Games always had a special spot in my heart. Matthew Broderick, you know, was it was the first time I saw kind of a counterculture manipulating technology. Really inspired me to want to seek out tech and get in. I mostly got into computers because of that, but I do love that. You know, I do always kind of like gravitate or love the hacker, whoever's on like the assault team, right? There's always like a big strong guy, and then there's like a suave guy, then there's the leader, and then there's always like the tech person. I like the tech person. Hey Lane. Lane's asking about the Simply CyberCon stream. I don't have that yet. Potentially this Friday. I'm being a little dodgy just because I've got a lot going on, and I don't want to commit to something like that, and like I don't want people to show up and then me not be able to show up. I'd feel like a jerk. So I don't want to do that. So stay tuned. Kimberly Can Fix It is going to be heavily involved with the Simply CyberCon. I'm happy to report. Thank you, Kimberly. Pen testing seems to pay more. Yeah, it can. There's a lot of... Here's the thing. You got to remember about pen testing. There's a lot of people doing it, and the people that you see on social media getting paid out are like the top of the pyramid, right? So your results may vary. Mr. Robot is excellent. Mr. Robot is literally the most accurate at cybersecurity and hacking of any show or movie ever made. In fact, I know for a fact that they actually have tech experts and technical directors on studio to make sure that all the hacks they do are legitimate and accurate and can be performed and everything like that. I think Sammy Kamkar is involved as one of those technical directors, but I'm not 100% sure. But I know they have someone. I'm not 100% sure exactly who. I think it's Sammy Kamkar. Pump up the volume. That's a good one. Throwing it back. Oh, Husky Hacks is going to do the app. That's fantastic. You want to talk about a guy who like really inspires community and philanthropy and just a great human? Matt Kiley. That dude, exceptional human. I am part of Night TV Plus, Joel Belton. That is true. Very true. I love it. Let's see. I'm going to have to DM Matt Kiley and wish him good luck. He tried to do it before. And COVID happened. So, all right, guys. I'm going to boogie. Thank you all so much for being here. I genuinely appreciate it. You guys make the streams enjoyable and fun and, you know, a reason why I want to come back every single time. It's phenomenal. You guys are phenomenal. All of you. Thank you so very much for being here today. Next Monday, 4 p.m., I will be playing Haiku Pro. So Jenny Housley, get ready. I'm not sure what I'll be playing yet. We just released a new range on Haiku Pro. If you're a member of Haiku Pro, called PCAP Recap, and it gets all up in the business of doing packet capture log file analysis. I want to do that next week. We'll see if the powers that be grant me permissions to do it. But I'll show you Wireshark. I'll show you how you can carve files out of network packet captures. I'll show you how you can see what an Nmap scan looks like from a packet capture analysis. So next week, if I get what I want, it'll be a very SOC analyst, a very defensive, a very blue focused Haiku Pro range. All right, guys, that's going to do it. You guys have been great. Thank you all so very much. And until next time, stay secure.